I no longer have constant tears. I have no more resentment. And I am no longer wondering if I was ever doing enough or if I deserved all of these things or anything like that. Clarity actually feels like being able to breathe again, like truly breathe again. And until you experience it, I can't even explain it or describe it to you. It feels like being grounded in your purpose. Hey, beautiful soul. Today's episode is going to feel like a deep breath, a soul hug. And I mean, if you're here for a reason. It is going to be a truth slap all in one. Because today we're not just talking about clarity, okay? We are actually talking about what it actually feels like deep in your soul, deep in your soul, deep in your bones, even. What happens when you finally stop surviving? It is possible. And finally start truly living in alignment, complete alignment with who you are as a person, as a mama, as a corporate businesswoman, as a loving spouse, and what matters most to you. And I'm actually going to walk you through how I personally got there. I'm going to be sharing some things with you today that you may or may not be ready to listen to, or ready to hear, or ready to really accept. And I'm also going to be sharing how you can do this as well, because you are worth it, and your family does love you, and your team does need you. Because I've lived on both sides, right, of this. I've had the brain fog. I've had the physical pain, the emotional and spiritual pain, the guilt. I've had all of this. But now I've also got the peace. I've got the joy, and I've got the true power. So let's get into this today, okay? So I want to talk about what clarity actually feels like. Because you can say, oh, I'm going to be clear on this. I have clarity. I know what I want. But what does clarity actually feel like? And if you haven't experienced it yet, it is mind blowing. Clarity isn't just a mental thing. It's not just an episode. It's physical too. It's emotional. It's spiritual. It is all encompassing. And for me, I get a little choked up, okay? Clarity for me feels like putting my family first, and putting them first with intentionality. It's choosing to show up fully for my 13-year-old daughter, Nadia, when she actually wants mama time. If you have a teenager, you know exactly what I mean. When she wants mama time, I deliver it. And I deliver it on a silver and gold platter and all of those kind of things, because I know just how rare and how sacred that is right now. It's saying hell yes to my 16-year-old son, Peter, when he wants to go for a scoot out the road with his old mama. Even if I'm tired, physically tired, because he asks me at 8:30 at night, when he knows that mama is in bed at 8:30 at night, right? Because I also know that this season with him, it's not going to last that much longer. And another one, I didn't expect this to be an episode that I was choked up the entire time, but I do need you to hear it. Clarity also means dating my husband again. And a lot of people say, oh, I'm going to date my husband and all of these kind of things. But I used to date my husband, on occasion, right? And so now I date him not as a convenience, not as an afterthought, but because he is my priority. Now, if you're like me, he used to be the first one I would cancel on, the absolute first person I would cancel on. Now He's the one that I rearrange my world for. When you're married to your best friend, it's easy to take them for granted. But clarity feels like living in this body that no longer feels like a constant war zone. And as you continue changing and your body changes and you get a little older and you're going through perimenopause and dealing with PCOS like I have for my entire life, I no longer have constant tears. I have no more resentment. And I am no longer wondering if I was ever doing enough or if I deserved all of these things or anything like that. Clarity actually feels like being able to breathe again, like truly breathe again. And until you experience it, I can't even explain it or describe it to you. It feels like being grounded in your purpose. If you're calm in your spirit, you actually get to feel it. And finally, connected, truly connected to God again and deeply, no longer an afterthought. So I've explained what true clarity is, right? But now I'm going to explain something that you already know, that you're already experiencing, but I'm going to explain it anyway so that you can hear it. Confusion and burnout. What does this actually feel like? So before I found clarity, let me get adjusted here, guys. Before I actually found clarity, I was spiraling in this nonstop chaos, this madness of confusion, guilt, self-doubt, limiting beliefs, imposter syndrome. I would ask myself horrible questions, horrible questions. I would ask myself, should I just quit my job? Right? Because I had gotten to that point where I was like, this is not worth it anymore. Should I just quit? Would I be better off without this job? Do my kids deserve a better mama? Someone that will shut off their computer for them, stop checking emails, and be fully present for them. I'd also ask myself, why does everything hurt? And I'm not talking just physically hurt, but mentally and spiritually. Why does everything hurt? I'd ask myself if I was even a good mom. That one hurt because the answers I was telling myself were leading me to realize that I was not. Another question I always asked myself is, why the hell does my husband Dan stick around for this version of me? Why does he even stick around? Am I worthy of love? Now, if you've asked yourself these questions or you are currently asking yourself these questions, you will find clarity and I will help you get there. I was working harder than ever. I was doing everything. I was saying yes to everything. I was nonstop putting in the hours. And yet I felt as though I was failing at everything that actually mattered to me. I was constantly asking for a sign, right? Like, what am I supposed to do with my life? How am I supposed to navigate these things? What should I do and why can't I do it better? I was constantly trying to prove myself, trying to prove my worth, trying to prove that I even mattered to anyone or anything. And I was constantly, and I am telling you constantly, pushing my body way past its limits. And for what? That's what I never understood. Why was I doing this? So I could cry in silence while checking one more box off my to-do list that was miles long? That's not clarity. That is this cage that you are trapped in. And unfortunately, I know too many high-achieving women are trapped in that same cage. So, how did I find clarity? And how can you find clarity as well? It's not this mythical being. It's not something that cannot be accomplished. It's not something that just lives off in someone's imagination. It's real. Everything finally started to shift for me when I finally did the inner work. I'm not talking self-care, just self-care, right? I'm not talking bubble baths or anything like that. I'm not talking just journaling or buying a new journal so that you finally feel motivated to journal and then it stops within maybe you try it 1 or 2 days, right? But I started choosing myself. And when I started this, I was like, am I being selfish? Why am I choosing myself? How do I put myself first? But I started. And I actually had a full body crash, like hit me hard. It actually forced me to stop performing and start finally listening to my body. I started setting real boundaries, not the make-believe boundaries that were like, yes, we're going to say no today. I started setting real boundaries, not just performative ones. I created tools that I wish someone before me had given me years ago, so it didn't take me losing myself in the process to find and create these damn tools. And I finally stopped asking myself every single day, multiple times a day, what do they need from me? What do they need from me? And I actually started and felt empowered doing, asking myself, what do I need to feel like me again? Those simple shifts. I stopped apologizing for resting. And I also stopped feeling that I had to earn my rest. I stopped abandoning myself and my needs and my wants for the sake of being liked. And as a people pleaser, that was really freaking difficult. And I started rebuilding myself, one aligned yes at a time. Now, am I going to tell you it's all sunshine and rainbows and this is going to be so easy and amazing and you will master it in 5 minutes? Hell no. But one aligned yes at a time will get you there, especially with my support. And that's actually what led me to develop my framework. That's why I built the ClarityCore app, because no one, and I mean no one, ever looked at me and my struggles and my pangs and my self-doubt era and my limiting beliefs, and no one handed me a roadmap. So I freaking built one for me. I built it for me because I needed it. And now I'm giving it to you. So if you don't know, if you actually don't know what you want, then you're never going to get it. And if you thought you knew what you wanted in the past and you just don't know anymore, you need help. You need help figuring out what you want, because at the end of the day, you have to show up for yourself. So let me talk to you right now. The woman who is saying or thinking or rolling your eyes at me right now, I don't even know what I want anymore. How do I even start? Is it even going to be worth it? Here's my truth. You were never, and I mean never, taught to finally ask yourself, what do I want? You were taught, like I was, to be useful, to be seen, not heard, to be the go-getter, to be the one that sacrifices herself for everyone else, be it the team, the family, everybody but yourself. You were taught to be dependable, not defensive. You were taught to be impressive. So of course you don't know what you want. So don't judge yourself for that. Because every time that your soul whispered, I don't really think this fits, or slow down, lady, it's a marathon, not a sprint. Every time your soul whispered to you, the world constantly told you to speed up. You're falling behind. Put your best foot forward. Every time you longed for rest, you needed the break. Every time you were like, dude, I am wiped out, they handed you yet another responsibility, because she'll do it. She always says yes. You've spent your entire life, your whole life, contorting yourself into this perfect little box to be who they needed. And you shaped yourself and you created yourself and you made sure you fit in that perfect little box for everyone else. Now it's time to break free from that box. And I am telling you, crush that box and be who you need you to be. And you don't need to know every answer. I thought when I was starting this that I needed to know everything. And if I didn't know everything, I know nothing and all of these kind of things. You don't need to know everything. You just need to trust the first right step. And that starts with telling the truth. You have to get real. You have to get raw. You have to get right with yourself. I want more. Say it out loud right now. I want more. And guess what? This doesn't make you selfish. It doesn't. No matter all those things that you are hearing in your head, it does not make you selfish. I want more. It makes you ready to take this next right step. So let's talk a little bit about the path, the next right step. How do you get to true clarity? If this is resonating with you, then it is time to stop waiting for the crash like I experienced. You don't need to hit the brick wall. You can finally start steering in the right direction. Don't crash like I did. You also don't need to burn everything down in the middle of the night to rebuild it all from scratch. That's what I thought I had to do. I thought that it was like, okay, this isn't working, this isn't working, this isn't working. Let's crash them to the ground like I felt as well. The only thing you need to do is you need to stop abandoning yourself. And that's why I created the ClarityCore app. Like I said, it's all the tools, the tips, the tricks, everything that I needed in my life that I wish somebody said, here you go. It's right here. It's right in this app. It's free for you. So I created the ClarityCore app. Inside, you will get immediate access once you log in to my free Clarity Masterclass. You'll get immediate access to my Burnout Recovery Guide, my Stress-Free Leadership Blueprint. There are so many tools that are available and they are right at your fingertips. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. You don't even need to create a tool because I already did that for you. Because once I figured out what I needed in my life, I knew that you needed it there too as well. These are the exact tools that I personally used to pick myself back up when I crashed hard. These are the exact tools that I use to go from like this confused, reactive, depleted, emotionally, physically exhausted state to someone who is calm, clear, and fully present, whether I'm at work or whether I'm at home. I'm fully present in my life, my leadership, and my home. I'm fully present for my 13-year-old daughter when she needs mama time, or my 16-year-old son when he's like, hey, let's go for a scoot. Or my husband when he's like, you know what, I really want some pizza tonight. And all of these tools, they're yours. They're yours. You don't need a miracle. Remember, we're always setting ourselves up like if it's not perfect, it's not going to work. You don't need that. You don't need a miracle. You don't need perfection. It doesn't even exist. You just need a reset, just a reset. So if this episode stirred something deep in your soul, if it created this feeling, this angst, this excitement, anything, that's good. Something deep in your soul, if it created this feeling, this angst, this excitement, anything, that's good. That means that your soul is listening. It means your soul is craving this. And that means that you are ready. You're ready. Clarity does not come from doing more, right? It doesn't come from just throwing one more thing on your plate. Clarity comes from coming home to yourself, finally coming home to you. So let this be your invitation. Let this be your wake-up call. Let this be the thing you finally listen to because your soul is craving more. There's no more apologizing. There is no more performing. There's no more overperforming either. There's no more saying yes when you want to say no. There is no more pretending that you are fine. So download the ClarityCore app. Download it. Use the free tools. Go through and let your heart lead you through the free Clarity Masterclass. Do it right now. Watch that free masterclass. Dive into it. Let it set your soul on fire. Completely lean into it. Pick a tool, any of the tools that are there for you, and let that be your beginning. Let that be your focus. They're not going to take you all hours to do or anything like that, but strictly focus on one tool. Let it lead you. Let it guide you. This is your beginning because this is what clarity feels like. You're lighter, you're cleaner, you're honest, you're empowered. You are showing up as the woman you are meant to be at work and at home. You're peaceful, you're present, and most of all, you're you, the you that you've been burying behind stacks and loads of everyone else's problems and issues. You're finding you. You don't have to keep living in the fog. You were made for so much more than just making it through the day. So much more for just making it through the day and then crashing on your couch or into your bed at night. You were made for so much more than that. We only have one life to live. So why aren't you living it? Let's get you back, okay? I love you. I believe in you. And I will see you on the inside of the ClarityCore app because you are worth it. You do deserve it. And you've got this.